Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is a reading for Cancer, and this is for August 2022. I just wanted to take you through some of the cards that I've got laid out here. This month looks particularly motivating, just so that I can give you a little bit of a rundown. What I'm looking at is, first off, the Five of Wands, and I do have that clarified with the Eight of Cups. We also have the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands, and we also have the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles, the Empress, the Page of Wands, and the Emperor, and then we've got the Advice card. So I just want to start off saying I'm just doing quick en route reading. Really appreciate those, just so you know, those that do follow me. I know I'm really random with my readings and it's a little hard to follow for some of you, but just consider this like an extra bonus. I know there's a lot of other readers out there doing great work, super storytellers, and I really do enjoy watching them as well. But I'm just trying to give you a little bit of extra so you've got insight for the coming month here, or I guess we're partly already into the month. But anyway, what we've got here is the Five of Wands energy. So what I'm seeing here, just in short, and then I'll take you through everything in a more accelerated sort of story, I guess, picture of the month. The Five of Wands, there's definitely some kind of resistance or some area of your life where you're having to struggle. I suspect this is regarding your ambitions, because there's so much energy here around wands. We've got Five of Wands, Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands, and then the Page of Wands. And there's a little bit of a struggle here, again, with the Seven of Swords, that Five of Wands, and I believe it's a struggle for control is what I'm looking at here. So, and trying to get ahead. I feel like you're really in an introspective space right now. You're really trying to figure out what are your answers, and this is about trying to find those conclusions so that you know how to step forward. I feel like things are going to end up on more of an abundant path here for you, because you have you stepping into the Empress mode here as well as the Emperor. So for some of you, this is going to be a real love connection as well, but I'm seeing a lot in terms of career, money, finance here. But there is definitely a sense of balance that is being created in this month. Maybe not from the onset, but definitely toward the latter part of the month. So again, if we were to start out, taking a look at just, even with the Emperor and the Empress, this is the energy at the end of the month where, there is some kind of a balance coming through in terms of success. I feel like you're starting to take a look at yourself more and really try to heal things within yourself. But there's also a sense of, with that Emperor and Empress energy, again, things are a lot more consistent. There's a lot more balance here. And again, this could be in around a love pairing of some sort, or a very significant relationship to you. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. Could be just a relationship that needed to heal, because as I say, we've got the High Priestess back here, which gives me an indicator that there is something that you're sort of healing from or trying to deal with. I feel like there's a pattern of being maybe stuck, and you're really with that Eight of Cups there, and that you're really trying to advance yourself forward in a really a real career path oriented way. Again, I feel like that is more the structure for this month. Like, this is more the theme versus, and there is, as I say, more of an inspirational feel. We're getting some ideas that are starting to come forward here. So again, just taking a look at that Five of Wands, this is really about, an ambitious time for you, because there's so many wands in this reading, and there's definitely a career mindset is what I would say here. But of course, the Five of Wands does lead us to believe that there is a lot of competition or challenge that you're being faced. This could be internal challenges as well, because with that High Priestess, that energy is more inward versus external. But I feel like whatever these challenges are, you're starting to meet that opposing energy and starting to either negotiate, some kind of a strategy with yourself here and going forward. I feel like the Seven of Swords with that Ace of Wands is an indicator that there's been some imbalance, and definitely this could be directed towards yourself with that Seven of Swords. I don't feel like it's external energy, other people coming in to halt your path forward, but I do feel like you are almost like the Eight of Swords energy with that Seven of Swords, just the way all those swords are coming at him. You know, there's a sense that you feel like the past is chasing you, or that there is some sense of something you can't control, or some fears that are coming to light here. But either way, again, with that Five of Wands energy, it is still about working through those problems. So whatever those conflicts are that you've been facing, you know, you're really rising above all of that. And whatever those challenges are, you're expanding into something that's better for you either way. But this is a time for, you know, catalyzing and capitalizing on those dreams going forward, because there's just so much very strong forward moving energy here this month. Again, there's a couple of, you know, cards that indicate that there is some pullback, you know, with things that you might be you know, inwardly trying to work through at this point. But definitely there's a fire, there's a spark, there's energy here about positive growth and taking those challenges head on. So again, it is time for you to reevaluate how you're going to grow and stretch into these places here. But it's really not a time for you to fear, because you are at a time where you are able to, you know, if you really look hard, and again with that High Priestess energy and Knight of Wands, I mean, you're really in that space where you could very well damage your own growth with that Seven of Swords and this new start that's coming in with that Ace of Wands, if you don't take if you don't consider some of the questions that you're asking yourself. You know, how do you look at your performance? Are you taking a lighter side to some of the things that don't work out? Because really, some of the things that don't work out are really for your benefit. You know, you are trying to be guided and steered into the direction of, you know, your blueprint, the things that you were intended to be here for. So, you know, if you're doing a lot of comparisons, this is, you know, from yourself to others, this is really damaging your growth. And you want to take a look at some of the questions that you're asking yourself and try to make them more along the lines of, how do you grow from a situation? How do you perform better? How do you make yourself stronger? You know, based on whatever past performance, you know, things that you put time and effort into, you know, how do you build on your strengths, that kind of thing. So we also have that Eight of Cups energy, and that of course is walking away from difficult steps or difficult people or difficult situations or something that has been harmful to you. So I feel like you might have been comparing yourself with that Five of Wands for a lot of you, and with that Eight of Cups energy, it's really saying it's time to let go. It's time to let go of, you know, self-sabotaging thoughts, negative patterns. It's time for you to pivot, take a look at how to benefit yourself and your own needs at this time. So, I mean, that giraffe is really that energy of, you know, sometimes things don't work out the way we had anticipated, but it's again because something better is you know, standing before us, but we're not finding a way, or we're not realizing how we can utilize whatever gift or whatever opportunity is before us. So we don't see the value in it. But this is really a time for you to, you know, just take a look at some of the things that were holding you back, you know, keeping you from the growth that you desire in your life, and being a lot more courageous and showing more self-love and self-preservation, you know, because you need to step towards your dreams from a point of strength, and you can't do that if you're always, you know, beating on yourself or taking yourself down. So it's really about getting rid of that emotional baggage here, is what I would say. Because there's a lot of just lone energy here, or at least that's the feel that I'm getting from this read. So I feel like if this was a relationship that was holding you back, or a responsibility that you feel that you weren't able to meet, just remember, you are to grow into the situation. It's not a matter of just developing, you know, you have to develop all the talents, the skills, and different things at different times to be able to approach the opportunity. So at this time, I do feel there is an opportunity up ahead for you that you are going to be, you know, developing more skills from, and then, as I say, advancing. You may even let this go at some point, but the point is this opportunity is there for you so that you can develop a skill and grow into some path. So again, you have to take a look at some of the questions that you're asking yourself and kind of migrate toward, the things that you're trying to develop within yourself. So again, what does freedom look like to you is some of the things that come across with that Eight of Cups energy. What area of your life feels like it's holding you back or is heavy right now, what's weighing you down, that kind of thing. So this is where you want to balance the scales out and try to develop the areas of your life that you're not feeling in control of. So again, most of this feels to me like it's self-talk, self-sabotage, that kind of thing. So we also have the High Priestess here, and that's a very internal energy. So it definitely speaks to being in a space where you are quietly contemplating how to go forward, listening to your intuition, or at least you're being advised to. It's also about having that wisdom and to develop, further self-awareness with that Nine of Pentacles. That to me is that energy as well. Again, in around money, inspiration, but it's also about being a little bit mysterious and secretive in this space or in this time in August. So, it's not that, I just feel like you're really trying to develop depth within yourself. This is a world where, the card sort of speaks to instant answers is what we're always looking for, but you're in a place right now where you are invited to kind of look at some of the aspects of yourself and spirituality and listen for kind of gentle promptings versus of inspiration that will help you to move forward and step into your dreams. But again, this is still that time of being receptive to your intuition, and it definitely is about, developing parts of ourself and looking at those unconscious sides of ourself. The High Priestess is really the combination of all the queens, so it is a very wise card. It really is someone who has strong potential in this area. When I see the Knight of Wands, this is somebody who is past the page. So in other words, this is somebody who is, already started the journey. But the Knight of Wands tells me that this is still something that is a work in progress. This is where your final or part of that final picture will end up, though, with that High Priestess. I feel that energy is available to you, but there is a call for action with so many of the wands involved here. So you're connected to all of these things here with the High Priestess, and that information, as I said, is very much available to you. It's just a matter of you starting to take some of the action to move into it, because that seems to be where things you've hesitated. So the Knight of Wands is definitely a card of optimism, as is the Ace of Wands. So there's an optimistic time available, or energy available for you, and information that's ready for you to, to move on. And it definitely, the Knight of Wands is kind of that fearless energy as well. So this is also about how do you act on something that is a craving for inspiration. Like you're craving inspiration, you're craving to get started on something. You want to be around something that's going to move you towards your goals, your creative, or a creative project, or something that you can act on that makes you feel like it's lighting you up, as though you've got some kind of purpose, something that is allowing you to feel more enthusiastic. And that's what's happening in the month of August. You do have a sense of enthusiasm starting here. So this is also about that energy with that Nine of Pentacles. Not only are you just charging ahead, and normally I wouldn't say, you're charging ahead, but with a wise mind. Like you're still relying on a lot of your intuitive foundations to be able to act out toward this pursuit. So I feel like it's not, foolishness where we're starting with the Fool card. You're actually acting on inspiration as it comes into your mind here. So you do have a sense of adventure that you really want to take something on. You really want to move in this direction. I feel like there's a real impatience here. But there's also that sense of, how do you enthusiastically kind of jump into this without feeling like you've missed your chance? Because I feel like some of you think you've missed your opportunity towards something. But that Nine of Pentacles energy really tells me that you're really focused on the money. You're really doing some independent thought. towards your goals. And again, with that Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody who achieves. This is somebody who is successfully moving ahead with a particular risk or adventure that they're contemplating. So that Nine of Pentacles is definitely manifestation energy. It is more of a clarifier for the High Priestess. So the main cards here are the High Priestess as well as the Ace of Wands, the High Priestess and the Empress are the major arcana, and everything else, the Five of Wands and the Ace of Wands, are sort of the new starts, rebirth, but something is igniting in you this month, and I do feel like it is going to be around abundance and self-made success story. Like, this is where you're headed with this energy. This is about trying to meet your personal goals and trying to find some sense of contentment, you know, trying to reach a sense of inner peace through your goals as well. So it is, you know, you having a lot of these qualities, a lot of this spark that's coming through, that's going to be able to help you to, you know, brighten, see, how do I say, feel more wholehearted in the way that you're going forward. I do feel like you've got more of a co-creative energy here with Spirit and that High Priestess, but it's definitely abundance that's coming into you. Definitely some more money is coming in through here, through this new beginning here with that Ace of Wands. But I feel like it's been some kind of real, like, there's an energizing time here, but again, it's still the sense that you are kind of fighting inwardly with yourself about not being good enough on some basis, not feeling like you have control over your life, something along that line. But I do feel like you are, that alone time that you've spent here is a part of, or is helping you to lead you into this, you know, step towards your success. So this is definitely about, you know, saying to yourself, I can do this. I can understand, you know, and ground in this energy and recharge myself. You know, this is about tuning in so that you have a sense of awareness going forward. But it's also about, you know, coming into rhythm with life and that spark. This could also indicate that you need to, you know, you need to do this grounding periodically, maybe just to sort of keep yourself balanced and kind of go back to yourself every now and then, you know, so that you do, but don't stay in that energy, because I find when you stand, of course, in that energy too long, then the action is what's missing to bring this about. But for those of you looking for a job, I see a new job here with that Ace of Wands. So I also see exciting new ideas coming through here. There's more enthusiasm, there's inspiration. This is an opportunity that is coming your way. So you've got a new beginning here of some sort. And I feel like you're acting on this impulse with that Knight of Wands. I feel like, you know, it's going to give you more of a sense of independence, again, with that Knight of Pentacles over here as well. But there is definitely a need for you to trust that spark that's coming in with whatever this new start is. And remember, even if this path doesn't stay, whatever this new opportunity is, even if that isn't the opportunity that lingers over the long term, it is still the path that's going to lead you to abundance. It's giving you a skill. It's giving you something that you need to be able to take you further and open up, and so that you are igniting this, you know, blaze of creative expression that's coming through here. So you are being given an opportunity here with that Ace of Wands, and this is going to make you feel like you are able to get things done. You're able to act on, you know, an idea here, but it definitely does allow a new door, you know, that's going to make you feel a lot more empowered this month anyway, and that you're more in control of your life, especially with the Emperor and the Empress. And I think that you'll actually be taking better care of yourself, or doing something in the way, by way of, you know, maybe buying yourself something as well here with that energy of the Nine of Pentacles, because there's an increase to your money, as well as that new opportunity and the Empress. So there's definitely something that's going to allow you to open up financially and kind of balance that out here. So it's a brand new path here, and I feel like it's a big dream, and it's definitely expansive energy that's going forward. So, but again, remember with that Seven of Swords energy and that Ace of Wands, remember about your self-talk. So, you know, are you limiting yourself, you know, or your energy by heavy beliefs that you're, you're holding on to. So sometimes just in writing down your dreams, your goals, it helps you to commit to these things so that they're not things that you're just envisioning, but it's something that you are looking for practical application, and your subconscious starts to work on it while you're sleeping as well. So this is something that will help to solidify it for you. You know, if you can name it, then you can create it. So the energy of the Seven of Swords here also, as I said, the Seven of Swords is an energy of holding yourself back. And I do feel like there's a lot of that push-pull kind of energy, again, with that Five of Wands as well as, but it's still a change that's on this front here. So I don't feel like it's overwhelming you anymore, because you are getting some solid growth here. But with that Seven of Swords energy, it's about, you know, talking to yourself in dishonest ways. So, you know, you want to be able to really catch yourself before you kind of take yourself down a track. But it's also allowing yourself permission so that you can stay in alignment. You know, telling yourself that you have no choice is not, that's holding yourself back, and it's not allowing you to be accountable for decisions that are moving, you know, that would allow you to move forward. So making a decision allows you to move forward. So this is about doing something in truthfulness and integrity, and making sure that you're choosing a path that is congruent with your life values and your morals and your belief systems, that kind of thing. So it is, again, still trying to find that balance with that Three of Pentacles energy. But again, Three of Pentacles is still collaboration. You might be working with another group of people, you know, or a partnership of some sort here, but it's also about developing new skills and abilities, you know, through this network of people, I would say. And so either these are people teaching you, or you're teaching, learning something in business, but it's definitely a sense of teamwork that is involved here in this particular Ace of Wands, you know, new opportunity. So again, you're working together with other people, different skill sets, different ideas, but it's definitely creating some kind of structural support ahead for you to be able to move into this abundance. So again, don't allow yourself to be held back by an unwillingness to learn new things. Open yourself up to learn new things every day. This is really about interacting with people from all walks of life, different group, you know, situations, different dynamics. You could be learning skill sets that are social. You could be learning skill sets that are related around your particular business. But again, it's still something that is requiring intervention or some kind of connection to other people to build further along your own path. So the Empress is also, again, about that creation. It's about new ideas. It's also about, you know, really finding some kind of passion or success and wealth. Something, all of those things are kind of coming into play here. And it's also about, you know, where you've got more of a life force coming through here that's really embedded. It's helping you to cultivate, you know, your own wealth, your own abundance, your own garden of success. So it's also about being more in touch with your sensuality, more in touch with love, and more in touch with, you know, people around you that you want to share that abundance with. So it's also about having compassion for yourself and for others. It's more of an expansive energy. And again, lots of creativity coming through here. So you might be writing, you might be painting, whatever it is that's creative to you that helps you to focus on your life in a more inspired, vital way. But we also have that part of the energy that is where you need to, you know, show more compassion or unconditional love for yourself, again, with that Empress, which I feel that you are doing here, because with that Page of Wands, I feel like you're also, you know, that's bringing in the Emperor, feeling as though you've got more a sense of control in your life. But the Page of Wands, as I say, is still that energy of everything moving forward, everything feeling like it's within your control here. You know, you feel like you've got more sense of control with that Emperor energy, but it's definitely exciting ideas and, you know, lots of creative thinking. but it's staying enthusiastic and optimistic is really what it's saying here as well with that Page of Wands. So there's a real youthfulness with that Page of Wands. There's a real vibrancy and excitement. It's where you start to imagine, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can create. Yes, I have the ability to achieve something that I want, or grow something that I want, buy something I want. This is about a playful time. This is really about seeking the possibilities, that you want something, but it will require a focus with the Emperor. So you want to make wise choices with that High Priestess energy, but you also have the energy of the Emperor that's balancing everything out. So this is about asking yourself the questions: what are you creating, and what is important to you? What means freedom to you? How do you create this beautiful life? What are you, or how are you, leveraging your talents and your skill set, so that you've got patterns that will consistently develop into a stronger level of balance and success for yourself. So again, with that Emperor energy, that's a 4. So 4 is all about balance, it's success, it's consistent, it's a leader. This is somebody who is ambitious, but also has compassion, and is assertive in the right places at the right times. So it is also about, envisioning that inevitable success for yourself, or you're starting to see the structures there, that can help you to achieve this dream. But it's also that time, as I say, it's a solid opportunity. It's solid strategy and strategizing as well, with that Ace of Wands, 7 of Swords, and the Emperor, leading with the embodiment of the Empress. So this is really that time where you're leading with a strong conviction, but it's also requiring you to learn new skills through new, whatever these connections are, networking. But it is also about launching in a particular way, independently, with that 9 of Pentacles and the Emperor, independently, seeing your own strength coming through here as well. So I also wanted to just finish up with the Page of Gabriel. So of course this is our advice card. So the Page of Gabriel is all about follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge, opportunities for excitement and adventure. And that's exactly what the whole reading has been about. Just take a risk. Take a bit of a risk here. Invest in yourself. Trust your intuition here, because this is a time for you to challenge old belief systems that you've had about yourself and start to live in that optimistic sense of, playful sort of journey, because it really is a time where you need to embrace life. The pages are really about moving on something, beginning of something, but it's really also indicating that you need to follow your passion here, and there's an adventure that's about to start for you, and you just really have to get out of your own way here, because this is energetic energy all over the place. The other part of it is because we do have a couple of the pages here, I would say that is also indicative of, some younger people that you might be working with, but there may also be, with the Emperor energy here, one big boss. But either way, I feel like you are starting to awaken again. I also just want to throw out there, I was doing some reading on Edgar Cayce, and I really like a lot of what Edgar Cayce has to say as far as every crisis is an opportunity for a breakthrough. And what was interesting is, Edward Cayce is a healer. Edward Cayce is known for a lot of, psychic readings and hypnosis and that kind of thing, and psychic training. But he also had many of his own breakthroughs in his life. And I'm just trying to find a little bit of what was in the book on that one, because Edgar Cayce did reference a lot of biblical stories and things that he used as a bit of a guide for his own breakthroughs and his own spirituality. But there was also something that he spoke of in terms of patterns and how we break through those patterns. Okay, so I'm just going to read something that he had indicated. So in 1951, Casey faced one of the most desperate crises of his life. He had invested in a hospital which he had lost, and his entire research organization also was lost. But like King Arthur facing the disintegration of the Knights of the Round Table, Casey wondered if his life held any meaning at all. So he was in a torturous midlife crisis at the age of 54, and that's when he opened up to his spirituality and his psychic career. So the patterns of his own life illustrate the spirituality, or the spiritual truth that he came through crisis and breakthroughs. And he did that by taking a look at some of the things that he needed to learn. So again, it kind of speaks to when we lose something, we've also gained something that we oftentimes don't prioritize or we don't see because we're so focused on the loss or the change. So not only is every crisis a possible breakthrough, but most breakthroughs are in fact preceded by a crisis, and that's part of life, which doesn't sound like, it's so repetitive to say it's just part of life. But the thing that's interesting about it is that, of course, we need to become our own hero, and through idolizing some of our other heroes in our life, we then can find our own level of find our own heroic quest. But what's interesting about that is there's also, like I said, not just truths, not just skills that we develop through the loss of other things, because again, we tend to be more focused on the loss and the crisis that continues, but we are also we're also neglecting to see that we needed that skill in that moment, whether it is a skill in developing strength, more confidence, tenacity, perseverance, whatever that we needed in that new beginning with the Ace of Wands here is what we needed to find our mission in life. So it's sometimes an accident, or it seems to be an accident, that something we stumbled upon was so good for us, but then we lose it. And the fact is that's a breakthrough. That is actually, that is something that is a transformation that we're not only, gaining on one level, but whatever we lost can still be found, but we needed that particular circumstance to be able to gain the one thing. So whether it was, seeking freedom, accepting our conditions, whatever it was, this is a method of transformation that we needed to go through. So anyway, that's not entirely what I was trying to say there, but there was something else that I was just trying to find one specific thing here that I thought was really profound here. But again, part of that wisdom that came through with Casey as well is that, we have to accept our conditions. We have to take a look at some of the ancient fables, but that contain some of those wisdoms here as well. Where everyone could see this dragon in the far off mountain, and the things that we fear, because we hear it, it's loud, it's creating this fear within ourselves. And now as a young stranger, there is somebody who decides to confront this dragon. He goes off and he climbs this dreaded mountain. And then as he gets closer to the dragon seems smaller than it appeared. This monster was no longer a monster, but it's a cat. And it's this cat that everybody had feared, and now it's diminished into something that's just purring. So, the things that we fear in the world, we make grander than they really need to be oftentimes. So acceptance doesn't mean giving up. Acceptance in terms of Carl Jung is really about, being brave,